Ich liebe dich. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, we have certain franchises that have had that perfect transition in different sports. You know, the Packers went from Favre to Rodgers. The Colts went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. Was there something about Luka being there that you were like, okay, I'm okay leaving now because I know it's in good hands? Could you see it with him immediately?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he obviously wasn't the player that he was now, but you can see how he reads the game, how his basketball IQ already then, his passing was out of this world. So I could see that he will be the next guy for us, the next franchise player. But I didn't think he was going to go there, averaging, triple doubles over a month, being MVP, leading the league in scoring this year. I didn't see all that coming, but his upside, I mean, everybody saw it, how he reads the game.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you remember the first moment, whether it was a practice, a play, anything that caught you by surprise?
Well, before camp, he got there a few weeks before, and everybody's already there in the gym. You lift together and you play some scrimmage, controlled scrimmage. And I think guys were testing him a bit, see what he's made of, the high draft pick coming in. And I think everybody was surprised there, especially how he read the game. And he made passes look easy. I'm like, well, an 18, 19-year-old shouldn't be able to see the floor like that and do behind-the-back passes, between-the-leg passes in a scrimmage where guys were actually trying to come at him. So that was really my first, wow, okay, this kid is built different and is built to be here, and he's got the swag and the confidence about him. And but like I said, I didn't even envision that he can go to that level where he's at now. It's been on.
About 5 years ago, I went to my first EuroLeague game, and they had fire in the stands, and people were acting crazy. You think because Luka's been a pro since he's 13 years old, nothing can really faze him? Because Adam, I don't know if you ever seen it. When I tell you, they had a real fire in the stands.
It looks like a riot. Like it looks like people are rioting.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is nothing compared to our game. So you think because he's been around that since the age of 13 and nothing can really break him?
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing against grown men since probably 13, 14 and practicing with real men and then playing on the biggest stage there in Europe and winning a European championship when he was like 17, winning the EuroLeague, being the MVP at 18. I mean, he's seen and done a lot of stuff before he even came over. And he's just got that confidence about him that he just can't be rattled, and he's basically everything you throw at him, every coverage, every pick and roll coverage, he's seen it all and he knows how to react. And it's just been because he's been playing organized men's basketball since probably 13, 14, and it's been fun to watch.
I'm curious about this. One thing I love about Shaq is he was all over the world because of his dad in the military, and I looked it up. So Shaq was at Wildflecken, West Germany, and I might be saying this wrong.
Wildflecken. Yes.
And I said Wurzburg earlier. Is it Wurzburg, or did I say that wrong too?
Würzburg, yeah, we're close. I know what you mean.
53-minute drive up the A7. So Dirk's hometown and where Shaq was as like a preteen, you guys were less than an hour away. And I was curious, Shaq, what that impact was like for you and Dirk to even realize that he was so close by at that time.
I remember when our first couple of years, I never really talked to him because I was too busy trying to beat up Dan Pierre. But I remember the first time I spoke German to Dirk. Dirk looked at me like, and I was like, yes. And ever since then, we've been cool. Dirk, I get a lot of flack for this. I judge players now by if they could have played with us, right? Do you think Luka could have played with us? I'm talking about in the years, me, you, Detroit, Spurs, Suns, our boy Steve Nash. You think Dirk could have played with us and did the same thing he's doing now? That's how I judge players.
Yeah, honestly, I think he could. I mean, you've seen him up close. He is huge. He is a legit 6'8", 6'9", but the way he's built, he's just a physical guard. And, you know, any guard that's smaller than him, he just physically punishes them. Once he gets you on the shoulder, it's basically over. He just drives you down. So I think he would have adjusted to really any style. Yeah, it was a little more physical. But I think he would have coped just fine. And you know, that step back you can get off obviously in any era. I mean, that thing is lethal. He can go both ways. He can post. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff in his repertoire. So I really think he would have been just fine in our era.
I almost had to fight somebody that me and you know, because I asked him Dirk or Luka, and he said Luka, and I said what? And he said, Dirk, you have to get him the ball. And I'm like, what difference does that make? Right? And so I just don't understand what people are looking at. Listen, I like Luka, but I played against Dirk Diggler. Dirk Diggler was... I got to ask you one more silly question.
Sure.
Dirk in his prime and Luka one-on-one for 100 million German marks. Who wins? Deutschmarks. Forgive me.
You know, is it make it take it? Because I think neither one of us could get a stop. Who's got the ball first?
You.
I got the ball first. Oh, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I know for a fact that I would have a hard time guarding him. I mean, he's got the whole package, like I mentioned earlier. He can drive me both ways. He's got the step back, but I do know in my prime he would have had problems guarding me as well. So that's a matchup with a lot of buckets and not a lot of stops.
You know, it's crazy at watching Luka's game, because I've been sitting on the floor these couple games, and as a fan, forget Shaq the basketball player, his shot looks like it's easy to block, but it's not. Like Adam, he's out there. He's not fast. He's not slow. He's just going doom. When he gets to that turnaround, like it just.
Yeah.
Dirk was like that. I think Bird was like that. You know, also like that. Chris Mullin was like that. Played at his own pace and put a shot right in front of your face, and you could never get it. He's incredible.
Yeah, he is. He's so big and physical. He bumps you off, and then, you know, and he's actually not super fast end to end, but he's super quick changing directions. So, you know, he got you leaning one way, he can pull it back, he can cross, he attacks again. At some point, he's got you a little off balance, and then he steps back, and then you just can't recover fast enough. So he's really quick changing directions, changing speeds, and then he hits you with a step back, and then he's almost always open. And even if you contest it, I mean, he just doesn't really see you. He's big, he's tall, he can shoot over you. So half of the contests he doesn't even see, he's still going to make those. So, I mean, he's tough.